going to be putting a camera on. Hayden, Jeremy, anybody. Right over.
It's the Villains Talk Show.
It's just we're the face boys today. Mascots, of course.
Yep.
Pretty
We're
faces.
the beard boys.
Ain't that the truth? Everything looks good. Everything looks good. Oh, kind of good. I gotta edit that.
Except for one of us.
Yeah, one of us is not here, so let me
stuff.
disappear their block so they're not confusing anyone. Hello and welcome to the Villains Talk Show and podcast.
You have it backwards.
My name is C4. Beside me is Insaniac.
I am Insaniac.
Below him is the Great Grease Goblin. And beside the Great Grease Goblin is the Elusive Gentleman. And today we are missing Sarah V. But that doesn't matter because we are the villains of the Villains Talk Show. And we talk about random junk and junk.
Thanks to our wonderful minion
so don't talk about
and
things.
Patreon for the wheel. Wonderful only Patreon. We appreciate you so much.
We do new talk shows every Wednesday, and if you want to do the one shots, we are moving those to Fridays now. It's no longer Sunday 2 shots. It's 2 shots. It's now Friday 2 shots.
Fridays.
Ready for season 2
with the Tavern Tales. I think either continuing this week or next week, sometime soon. Either way, all the D&D content that you love is coming back on Fridays now, and Wednesdays are still talk show night. Which, if my calendar is correct, today is Wednesday.
That is, yeah. Yeah, if you want to be a Patreon or minion, wonderful. Check out the links are all the wonderful things. Check out the social medias and all that wonderful stuff. Facebooks, YouTubes. Are we live on the YouTubes today?
Yeah, we are right now live on Twitch and YouTube.
We are live on the YouTubes. Hello,
so you didn't break that too?
We are managing to get all of our things figured out today. I'm impressed.
What are you talking about? Everything's perfect.
We're always prepared, obviously.
I'm amazing.
And
definitely
just
where
to
we had no sound for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine. Just a testament to how prepared we are. I'd like to say a wonderful, point out to good old Buzzsprout, because we do our podcast through them, and that's the way we're so prepared all the time, because we obviously do all of the things and pay attention to the stuff.
Yeah, we want to thank Buzzsprout. If you want to start a podcast with them, we have a link in the channel.
Man, sorry, I lost
and on
that.
the Twitch and the YouTube that you can link and go through and start your own podcast today. That being said,
what he said.
Today's topic. If you are listening on the podcast, you already know. But if you are watching with us live, today's topic is collectibles and alternate versions.
What is a collectible, really?
Hello, Ruhala. Ruhala is in the chat. She was a guest previously. If you want to see or listen to the previous episode with Ruhala, that's already up on the podcast right now. It's a 3-part podcast. I highly suggest watching that episode. It was quite fun. That being said,
it was an interesting episode indeed.
Today we are talking about collectibles. And
what's that?
All of the things.
What's a collectible?
Well,
for people who are not familiar.
It's such a...
How would you define a collectible?
Well, see, that it's such a funny term.
Weekly collectibles, I guess.
Yeah, like a collectible is both its value put on something, I guess. Well, I don't have the exact definition in front of me, so I'm don't quote me on this.
Oh man, you're prepared for this.
I'm gonna put everything on.
That's right. I don't know why I keep getting that wrong.
Man,
Rouge.
Why aren't you hooked on Fallout?
Collectibles to me, collectibles, I think the general definition is something that has value to a small group of people that is extremely rare, and there won't be another kind of it.
Actually, the definition of collectible is able to be collected.
I thought the gentleman would hit us with this.
That
is the definition, yeah.
That makes so much sense that it kind of hurts. That's-
That's true. You know
Ow.
what's Canada's #1 collectible right now?
What?
I don't know if it's #1. I'm just making this up because I heard it
What?
the other day.
I thought you were
Um,
looking at something.
the, the, the wonderful,
Now you need to
the
look that up.
wonderful,
What is the
amazing Tim Hortons Tim Biebs box
No.
is a hot commodity
Now
Yeah,
I want
it
you to
right
look
is.
it. I want you to look it
It's
up.
like $400.
It is a
Right
hot
now.
commodity that people are bidding on auctions for.
I want you to look it up. What is Canada's
Battle.
#1 collectible?
Well,
Right
I don't
now.
know that.
Hockey
That's
cards.
I think that's
You're not going to
gentleman's
say
stuff.
nothing on this podcast without having looked it up.
It's
at
hockey
least.
cards.
Thank you. Oh God.
I don't look things up. Come on.
I'm also just assuming.
Rujala
I just wanted to make it.
says,
I just wanted to make it sound cool. But
I'm thinking more of limited edition, and maybe I am.
Probably.
But I mean, there are things that even weren't limited edition that are now collectibles, and that just comes with time. I mean,
Yeah.
or sorry, like toys, especially toys from like the 50s and 60s.
Actually, coins are surprisingly the top collectible in Canada.
Coin.
Beeps are likely a close
Coins.
second. See, might not be the first.
Followed by Tim Biebs. Oh God.
Yep.
No, that's
box
actually
is-
4th on the list.
I'm so
Is it? Wow.
mad that's the country we live in.
The top thing
I
is
literally
actually
found
the
I found that out like
fanny
yesterday.
packs.
Fanny packs. Wow.
Yeah, the
What's
Tim
so
Bieb
collect-
fanny pack.
Oh, that's the #1.
That's the #2.
Oh, that's the #2. I see. What's #1?
I told you, coins.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I guess that makes it. Yeah, Canadian coins.
So I collect. I mean, over the years, I've collected Warhammer, Magic cards. I actually have the actual number of how much my Magic cards are worth, but I will not disclose that and say it is a high number.
It's $7.
Yeah.
My net worth is so high.
No.
Look at my net worth.
But
It is
that's-
quite amazing.
But like I have binders with cards like literally sealed in packs so that they keep their value because they're collector's items. And so I will like I will admit that I collect certain things like that. Magic cards is a big one, but I also collect I have a small collection of coins. Yeah, it's something we all kind of do because like even as a kids like we collect like rocks and stuff, which turns out to be an actual hobby when we get older. All those people just it's
And a job.
We collect jobs. I've collected like 10 in my life.
Collecting rocks is a job.
Oh, okay.
It is.
That's a geologist.
It's actually a geographist.
No, geologist.
Yeah, geographist.
Ladies and gentlemen,
don't think you're right.
our local Joe Rogan.
That's what I get paid for.
I feel like he's the other guy, guy that's about the flat Earth on their thing. Eddie.
No, the Earth is actually a cube.
Rujala says the Canadian Mint makes does an excellent job making marketing coins. I remember when I was a kid, back in the 90s, when I was a little kid watching television, about like, oh, these collectible commemorative coins. And I remember when the quarters came out. Sir Jeremy, you might remember this one when the fancy Millennium quarters came out, and like there was a huge craze in Canada to collect all. There was one for every province, and one for the territories.
Quarters, right?
Yeah, the quarters.
I collected state quarters.
Oh, Rouge.
I think I collect.
Rouge.
I had all 50.
Collects Doctor Who and Betty Boop paraphernalia. I think a lot of people collect Doctor Who stuff. It just becomes.
I'm like just kind of getting into Doctor Who a little bit.
I hate that show.
No,
No one hate
Never
me out
watched
there,
it.
but I absolutely hate that show. The
I
only
have
episode I
a
like.
painting of the Last Supper done with Doctor Who characters.
I mean, if
I
you
think
like
the
it, if you
only
like it, good for you. Like, if you like it and just enjoy the show, that's fine. Like, good for you. Like, I have a, it's off over on this, so it's just off camera. But I have a Francis Ford Coppola Apocalypse Now poster that I love. Or directly behind me, right behind that pirate flag, it's a great big C poster, and I can't really see because of the lights, but it's signed, and it's a collector's item. I mean, one of my favorite bands that is this pure Canadian band that anyone outside of Canada, if you've never heard of Great Big Sea, do yourself a favor and go listen to Great Big Sea. um,
So Rouge will enjoy different dragons and artwork and kind of stuff. I think the only like collection I kind of like have for the most part is like video games. When I was a kid, I used to have like a bunch of older games that I had like given to a family member to kind of like Solid Rock or whatever. And then when I
dude,
got older, I'm like, man, I wish I still had those games. And I really wish I could go back and play them. So like now I'm trying to like I have a list of games that I'm been trying to keep eyes for whenever I go to like different video game stores, like old like rare games that are hard to find nowadays. And that's like the only real collection I think I build these days.
all my old video games got stolen. You attended a private concert from Great Big Sea, Rujala. I'm so jealous.
It's ridiculous.
So jealous. But I used to have all my original games got stolen except my original Game Boy games and Game Boy not Game Boy Advance. I never had an Advance, but Game Boy Color
Color.
games. Yeah, so I still have all the Pokemons, and I still have Dragon Ball Z, and dude, the only thing is my Game Boy Color broke. And so now I have these really sweet games, and I just need a Game Boy Color so that I can play these games again. But they're worth
You
like I
can
look
play
at
them on a
them,
Game Boy Advance.
dude. I look at like Pokemon Gold and Silver, which I have in mint
Yeah,
condition.
Pokemon games are so
Dude,
expensive,
they're
buddy.
worth so much right now,
Yeah.
Oh
and
yeah.
I never thought of this as
If
a
you
kid. Actually, if I could, I would go grab in one of my records, one of my Strange Days record by the Doors. In the front is an original first edition Dugong Pokemon card, and
mm,
I had put it there when I was a kid because I loved the Doors as like a 12-year-old kid, and I still had all my Pokemon cards. And I remember Dugong was one of my favorite Pokemon, Dugong and Gengar. Love Dugong and Gengar, my favorite
okay.
Pokemons. And since Gengar card was impossible to find, I put the Dugong card in there. And now it's not worth that much, but like to me, it's still a first edition mint original Dugong
Yeah.
card. And it's only worth like
Well,
maybe $1. But to me
the
it's the world. Even though
I'll do like a bit of a shout out to like uh the Calgary video game traders. They kind of partnered with one of the groups I'm with the other night. They have like a lot of great games like for sale that people sell and stuff like that, local games. And they have a couple of Pokemon games that they're like selling for like $300-400,
we
like
got a
original like Pokemon Red and Blue, and it's like wow, expensive.
video game trader, I think is gone now, isn't it? I thought they went
No,
No,
under.
they've
they
opened up.
moved.
They've opened
Oh,
up,
they
and they have
moved.
3 stores now.
Yeah.
No. They didn't move. They opened up another location. They have three
Well,
stores
they're
now.
no longer in their original location on Center Street.
Yeah, they are.
No, trust me, they're not there.
No,
They
they
should.
are.
They're,
They're
they're
right
still
down from
there.
that one place.
Look
They
it
might
up.
have. If anything, they moved down. I know for sure.
Look it up.
I have a whole thing for them.
2
I've been partnered
seconds.
with them.
While you look it up, new
One
chat
for
from
sure.
a first time follower from 6 days ago, Ronan Utragas.
So bad.
Ronan Utragas. I'm gonna say Utragas.
Some butcher.
FYI, there's a battery in those cartridges, and if it runs out, the saved game is lost forever, and you cannot save again.
Yep.
That explains why my Pokemon Blue you can't save the game. You just blew my mind, bro. I don't know what to say. I was wondering for
Oh,
the
wow.
longest time why, because I still have Pokemon Blue, and I was wondering why I'd have to go through that whole fucking game every time, and then just be like, all right, if I'm gonna play this game,
Yeah, there's a
I'm gonna.
little battery in there. Yeah, if it shits the bed, it's toast. It happened to mine too.
Well, you
I
can
had a
still play
blue
the
that was like
game.
this.
The game's still
Yeah,
fine.
but you could never
Save.
save it.
Yeah, you can't save.
No.
You just it's all about.
Yeah, you had to know how to replace it, and it's a lot to replace it.
It's a
a lot of
coin
work.
battery cell. If you know how to solder, if you know how to
Solder.
look it up, you might be able to replace. Yeah, I guess right. Rouge.
You are right about the trader locations. I'm actually kind of surprised. I didn't know they closed down two of their locations. They only have one left.
Yeah, I
And it's
told
their
you, man. They went under.
You're right. Well, I didn't know that. I mean, it doesn't surprise me with the way economy and things are not doing very well right now.
Rujala said, I have excellent memories of teaching an entire pub of British squatties the word to old black rum. Yes. Great Big C song. Man, I didn't know there was little batteries in those games now.
Yeah, you didn't know that? Yeah, if you get one of the old clear like crystal Pokemon ones, you can kind of see in the back and you can see the little coin battery. If that runs out of life, yeah, it's toast, and you have to replace it to save it.
That's nuts. But like, that explains so much.
But then they
so
stopped
much.
using that after the advanced models.
That makes sense. That makes
Right.
total sense.
So the only problem you're only ever gonna have that is with Game Boy Color and Game Boy games.
Yeah. That's cool. I feel like I learned something. Where's the more you know when you need it?
Wait, so I'm Sir Jeremy tonight?
That's too funny. I mean, Sir Jeremy's been very elusive today.
We have four viewers currently on Twitch, and we have one viewer on YouTube. Hello, singular
That's me.
YouTube video viewer.
I was checking everything.
Well, we appreciate you all wonderful viewers who are here with us.
Oh, your
week.
silver and crystal bit the dust.
See, a lot of things that I like to like when a lot of with video games and stuff. I guess I kind of collect like a lot of the when you get pre-orders, you get like certain collector's items. Like I pre-ordered Dishonored, and it came with like a little like tarot deck, or it came with like this mask thing. So you get some cool shits with it. Like that's the only thing. I guess the other things I kind of collect or something like that. Like I got
What did
God of War
South
deck.
Park? What did South Park say? Oh, what was the quote? When you pre-order something. Oh my god,
There's very few games I'll pre-order. I'll tell you right now. I know what you're talking about.
There's a quote. Yeah, from South Park about pre-ordering games, and it just
most of the time it's pretty true.
What is it?
But
you pre-order a game, you might as well get a giant. Oh, you pre-order a game, you might as well put a giant dick in your mouth.
There's some games that pre-orders are not bad.
That sounds like
you actually do get a lot of worth for some of your pre-order games back before they turned into garbage. But there was a time where you actually got like cool shit with pre-orders. Like I got like I said, I got a mask, I got a deck. The other one that they had, it was like this lantern that you could get for Dishonored, which is really cool.
A lantern. But wow.
You didn't pay anything extra
from Destroy All Humans 3.
You didn't pay for anything extra with this pre-order. It wasn't like other.
It wasn't pay like $150 and
no.
Get the super deluxe extra version plus.
No. You had the pre-order. You had the pre-order, or you had the release. The pre-order was the same price as the release.
I just wanted to back up a bit. I understand though. Like
I was very choosy with. I know what you mean. I'm very choosy with my pre-orders because I know what you mean. A lot of pre-orders dick you over and give you like a download code for cosmetics, and it's like an extra 200. It's like extra $100 or something, and it's bullshit.
I've pre-ordered one thing in my life, and that was Diablo 3, and I never will again. Cause
there's few games that pre-orders are okay, but
I Kingdom Hearts 3 and got a tapestry from it.
Gross.
I was very.
That whole sentence made me want to puke in my mouth.
The one I was most paid for in my pre-orders, I got Saints Row 3.
Oh, okay.
It was okay game. It came with a Bluetooth headset that would let you use a voiceover for one of the different characters in the game. But lucky me, my headset came in broken, and only half of it worked, and the other half was so quiet, like you could barely hear fucking anything. So like literally now I had used it as like a bit of like stage piece, just like decorative shit in my
It's
room.
just a decorative stage piece now.
Yeah,
That's
it's
amazing.
garbage. It
Um,
does nothing. I cut the cord because I'm like, it's already broken as fuck anyway. So what am I gonna do?
Ruchala says I'm clearly pre-ordering from the wrong locations. Damn right I am. Apparently, right? I thought I'm just pre-ordering from Activision, but they apparently just want to
That's
ram
also why you're getting
their
shitty
dick in my
pre-orders,
eye.
'cause you're ordering.
Um,
Yeah, you're pre-ordering for
uh,
Activision.
I want to
Yeah.
back up just because Ronan I love Utragris. I'm gonna keep calling it Utragris. Ronan said Silver and Crystal bit the dust since we've all played Pokemon.
Yeah.
Sarah's not here, so I can
Yeah.
definitively say we've all played Pokemon.
Yeah, I had an emulator on my phone for it. It was great. I got to play Crystal. I got to, for the first time. I got to play Emerald for the first time. Like
All right,
it was so great. I played other ones. Like I originally grew up with Red. I had
weighing
Sapphire.
Insaniac, waiting. Well, no, we'll wait. Grease Goblin's opinion last on this one. Best Pokemon. Because I already
Pokemon
know
in terms of what?
Game Boy game.
Like your favorite?
Like,
or,
and across
oh.
any of the Game Boys.
Oh,
Just the Game Boy ones?
Where do you order from that includes fellatio?
I mean, I would love to know that too.
We'll
That
talk
sounds like
after the
important
sounds like a
podcast.
great-
What gen?
That sounds like
What
a great
gen?
pre-order bonus.
We'll go
Yeah,
any
Says
generation.
Ronan.
Any generation.
What Game
Any
Boy?
generation.
Yeah.
I would definitely
Like,
say.
are you just talking Game Boy games, or are you talking all of them, like from Game Boy to Switch?
Considering I've only played like so many, like not too many. I've played like maybe close to half.
For me, I would definitely say Gen
Swampert,
3.
hands down. Who are you?
Yeah, Gen 3. For me, it was Sapphire, but Emerald is great. When I played Emerald,
played
it's pretty
Emerald.
awesome. It's
Never
pretty
mind. Both your opinions are half weighted. Jeremy, give me a real
Yeah,
answer,
my
please.
first game was Fire
amazing.
Red.
You don't get to say my opinion's halfway just because
The first one I owned was
it.
yellow.
You shut your whore mouth and you go take your opinion somewhere else, sir.
I'm sorry. I have correct opinions. That's
No, you have a dick in your mouth.
Yeah, my first one was yellow, but my favorite was crystal.
Oh, you like
Yellow's
Crystal? Crystal is okay.
Well, it's gold and
Gold and
silver.
silver. I
After
had
third, it went down.
I had gold. I had red, blue, yellow, gold, silver, and the next two after the whatever the Gen 3 was. I always forget what those two are called. For the
I think
Game
the
Boy
first
Advance.
time I ever stole
Sapphire?
something was a Pokemon game.
I'll be honest, like my favorite one, like because I've played through is, and like I've argued this with a lot of people. I still think it's a tie between Crystal, Gold, and Silver. Much as I loved Crystal, I think
was good. I
Gold
liked
and
it a lot.
Gold and Silver, man, because the difficulty. Once you get to the difficulty, once you get past like the fourth gym to the Miltank, that's basically
Miltank is Gym 3.
You had to
yeah,
kinda
Gym
grind
3,
it
that's
more,
right. Yeah, you had to grind, but and like you not just that, like you had to actually be smart. Like when you fought the Steel Gym, if you didn't use fire, you'd get
Yeah.
wrecked. And like
Yeah.
and then not just that, you complete that game and then the entire first game unlocks. And as a kid, like I've played through, like I said, a few Pokemons, but like as a kid, that was not just a shock. That was the most pleasant shock of my life. And then the final boss of that game is Red. And
I can
Wait,
get behind Gold because Gold was honestly
Or
the Pokemon
or
game I
blue,
ever
depending.
stole. I actually like pickpocketed Gold.
yeah,
when I
yeah,
was a kid.
it's red or blue because I played through both. It's red or blue, but
yeah,
it's
you
fun.
play through the previous champion.
And depending which one you use, yeah.
Ronan,
One had red and the other one had blue.
I approve of Ronan's response.
I was gonna say I approve of Ronan's response. Crystal's pretty good. Emerald, Leaf Green, and Fire Red. I mean, I'm not gonna knock Crystal.
I would flip flop between the 1 and 2 just
What-
because I've liked Gen 3 a lot.
What I found a
Yeah.
problem with Crystal though is having played through Gold and Silver. Crystal, maybe that's just me because I had played through like Gold and Silver already. Crystal felt easier.
It did. It definitely did.
Like not terms of like difficulty of bosses. I mean, just because you had access to all the Pokemon, it felt like
So they still chose 13 that you didn't get, just like the other two, but they mix and matched them.
okay. I guess I just didn't
And
notice that.
But I definitely
No,
know what you mean, though. It's
the major
really
thing
easy.
about Crystal that made it so much easier was you got a shiny Pokemon, the Gyarados, automatically as part of the quest, right? Like the main quest line.
Yeah, you always get the
And
red shiny.
The red shiny Gyarados
Didn't have
is
to
like
do-
super powerful.
Didn't have to
you just had
reset
to catch
the
him.
game every 5 times.
Yeah. Yeah,
How many times I reset the game?
As much as I like the feature, Ronan, of chasing the dogs around the map, it was kind of a fucking pain in the ass to actually catch these bitches.
Oh,
It was
dude.
just doing the.
But that was like what Ronan
birds
says.
again.
Like that was one of my favorite parts. Actually, was
I
like,
enjoyed it,
oh,
but
man.
like the trying to get the thunder one was the fucking most annoying.
That's the one I
ever.
got first. I always found
Really,
Suicune the hardest.
I had such issues getting the thunder,
Actually,
the lightning one.
I remember it was really funny because I had trouble. I got Raikou really easy, and then Suicune took me ever to find. And then I got Suicune. I caught Suicune, and literally I took 2 steps in the same grassland, and I Entei. And I just,
Oh really?
I
That's too
remember
funny.
just, I remember screaming as a little kid at my mom running in. She's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, mom, it's fine, it's fine." It's
just a video game, Mom. It's all good.
It's just a game. I'm just really happy. Like,
Yeah, I know what you mean. I had a similar moment. I actually had a very similar moment with that with Entei and Suicune, because he
Sweet
when I
corn?
yeah, sweet corn. When I had caught Entei, I found the other one like pretty much right away. Like I think I went into the next area and checked my map, and she was in the area, and I was like, oh, and I walked like a few feet and I found her. And then I later try to get the lightning one was the last one. It took forever.
I'm sorry, I was so confused for like a good minute there because you said sweet corn, and I'm sitting here the whole time looking at my camera like, yeah, who the fuck is he talking about? Sweet corn.
Wow.
Is he saying words right now?
Sweet
What the fuck are we
corn?
talking-
I don't know who that is.
It's the
Man.
best legendary dog.
You're everything
Everybody
goes over
knows
your
that.
head sometimes, man. It's great. I love it.
I agree, Ronan. The difficulty made it worth it for catching the legendaries. One thing I would improve
There wasn't
about
much after that, though. You know?
the
Like, I guess-
only thing I was gonna say I would improve about that game is they had a great concept, but they didn't go farther enough with it, and that was the call system. How you get like you have a cell phone and you can get like other trainers' numbers. And after you travel 800 or a certain amount of distance, they call you for a rematch.
Yeah.
And their Pokemon have leveled up. If they had gone like balls deep with that mechanic and made it so like as you progress in the story, maybe as you get certain badges, their Pokemon slowly get higher level, and they actually even like if it's like some stupid fucking bug trainer in the Viridian Forest, like Wade, the first bug trainer you find, you know, with fucking 2 Caterpies and a Weedle. And then after you beat Giovanni, he calls you and you show up, and all of a sudden he's got a full party of 6, and he's got 2 Butterfrees, a Beedrill, and some other like nice like high leveled Pokemon. And that would be really cool.
That would be really sick. And then that would be really something cool if they add that, as well as when you get like a number of these different the legendary Pokemon or something like that. Kind of like how Mewtwo had its own like pathway kind of thing, but this is like the test of the legendaries or something, and it's just like a pathway of people that just want to, you know, you just face off against that, you know, just for you could keep doing the Elite Four over and over again, but at the same time that kind of gets boring, right? So, but like, you know, imagine going to the end of it and you get the ability to carry over a save, or I don't know, some weird little statue that just says you did it, good job. All right, that would be still cool, because then you get all the legendaries, and it gives you a chance to push them as hard as you can to fight against a bunch of like dudes in a row, and it's actually like a really tough fight, right? That would be really cool.
Or another cool mechanic is every time you beat the game, it lets you New Game Plus, and your character is now the end of the Master League or whatever, with all the Pokemon that you beat it with.
Dark Souls style. Pokemon Dark Souls.
And at the end of the game, you have to go fight your old version of yourself, who's the new champion of the league.
Every time you lose the game or you lose a Pokemon fight, you have to start a new character, and that character becomes the gym leader of the last gym you beat with that Pokemon setup. So if you keep losing, you just make things harder for yourself.
Trainer.
Right. And then you set up your Elite Four champion at the end. It was like you, and then you just jump to the new game plus.
Oh my god, they put in the Nemesis system from Shadows of Mordor.
That'd be funny.
They work it in, so
that's one of my favorite game systems. I wish they would work into a lot more.
Trainers just keep showing up with better and better Pokemon that outclass your team. Yeah, they have your strength against your
when
team
you fought
and stuff.
them and what you previously had, so they build around that. So if you don't change your team, you fought against this guy who now has he's like a mini rival, and he's got a squad that's built to fuck you up now. Now he's got another 10 levels on all your Pokemon.
Or he's 10 levels higher than he was before, right? But he's got an exact counter to each one of your Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly, Ronan. Combine the Shadow of Mordor mechanics with Pokemon. Oh man, do you guys all play Pokemon Go? Yes, Rujala. I play Pokemon Go.
That'd be great for Team Rocket as well.
I do.
It's been a while since I played Pokemon Go.
Now imagine taking Pokemon Go and adding the Nemesis factor for the teams.
That would be interesting.
That would be a lot of fun. I want a Pokemon game where you're Team Rocket, or you get to be as Team Magma.
Oh, you mean Pokemon Black and Blue, the PETA ripoff?
Yeah. Black and White.
Oh no, it's Black and Blue, the PETA ripoff.
No, Black and White is the city version. That's the one based in America.
It still has PETA as the side guy stuff.
Yes, to answer your
question.
No.
You Black and White was actually a pretty good fan game made by PETA.
Black and
Blue.
It was
protesting, just protesting Pokemon in general.
Why? Because
Pokemon.
They're against.
It's dogfighting.
The abuse of Pokemon.
Yeah, but you see, PETA is responsible for more euthanizations than any other animal program.
What? They don't want those numbers out there. What numbers?
PETA is an organization that we will refrain from.
They're an organization.
They can say whatever they like. I don't think they're gonna like us. We're the villains. Sadly, we're gonna say it instead. They're not probably gonna agree with.
Definitely love the feeling of dead animal on my skin. Oh my god! Oh, since we're talking about PETA, I know I released it to this group, but I'll tell it to our audience out there.
PETA collectible.
PETA right now, you can buy human leather. Human leather suits.
It's not like actual human leather. It's
made to look like it, but it looks like faces. If you've seen Evil Dead, if you've seen the Evil Dead,
it looks like the Necronomicon.
They made clothes like the Necronomicon as a way to be you would never wear this, and I'm like, I want that suit. They have a top hat and everything. I want a human skin suit.
My buddy wants human skin pants like that.
Oh, there it is on Yahoo.
Oh, it looks so cool. Put the link in the chat. This is something the chat deserves to see. Link in the chat.
You mean the Yahoo link?
I'm not even going to acknowledge that with an answer. I've already told you.
Look up PETA. There's the Yahoo link.
Look up PETA flesh.
Oh, it's so gross. It burns my eyes.
Human leather.
You know what?
Human leather.
I looked it up with Bing, and it brought me to Yahoo.
Ugh, why do you do these things?
He's the Grease Goblin.
Niantic had a Harry Potter game?
They do.
Yeah, they just released it not long ago, actually.
Well,
it was 3 years ago.
Apparently they're shutting it down.
Oh.
Already?
They're working on a new Harry Potter game for 2022.
I never played.
They also have a Jurassic Park one.
I heard about that as well.
What do you do? Run away from?
I mean, if you're gonna play a good Jurassic Park, then
No,
you play
no,
the
you
theme park one
you
that
make
just
the
came
theme
out.
park, and then I think you have to like live through them breaking out or something like that.
No, that's the theme park. That's the
Yeah.
other one.
Okay,
Niantic
guys.
one,
Guys,
you get to go hunt dinosaurs with your drone.
I was gonna say the best Jurassic Park game on an iPhone would be you put it on your dash and you have to
On an
drive around. No, just on your phone. You put it on your dash and you drive around. And what it is as you're driving around, it detects where you are in different speed limits. And if you drive well, it shows you driving away from like a dinosaur. And if you drive badly, like over the speed limit or something, the dinosaur gets closer. And it's like
I feel like that would make people panic.
Yeah. Especially, that would also cause a lot of distracted driving.
Yeah, I mean, not that I think it would be funny and I think it would be interesting, but I think the minute people would like, oh god, it's getting closer, they'd start trying to drive faster.
Yeah.
See, but then it gets closer because
That's
they're
the problem.
driving too fast.
That's exactly the problem.
Yeah, that's a big issue there.
Because then they drive faster because they're scared.
I think it's a great idea.
I know you do. You
I
tend
think
to be in
it's
favor of a lot of these
fantastic.
ideas.
Oh.
I bet you're one of those few people that's also in favor of just taking off the warning labels off like wood chippers, because it'll just fix the problem on its own. After
No,
that.
I'm one of those people that laughs at those warning labels because a warning label only gets put somewhere when it needs to be put there.
How many hands
You're right.
did you stick in the
After
thing?
an accident.
You're right. You're right. Somebody
Oh,
had
that
to
is
have had
true.
the safety meeting to be
Right.
like, we got to put up
There
a sticker,
is an app
guys.
that people who jog or run make it seem like they're being chased by zombies.
Did you hear that?
That's fun.
Do you hear that,
I'd be down for
Insaniac?
that.
There's
That's fun.
already an
For
app like what I'm
jogging.
thinking. Yeah.
They're jogging.
So it's a
because
one.
You're not in
It's
charge of a
it's what?
300 pound
it's
weapon. that's
one
gonna
mode of
crush somebody.
transportation away from a bicycle, which is another mode of transportation away from a motorcycle, which is another mode of transportation away from a car.
Man,
That's
those are a
not
lot
how
of
you do
leaps
that.
that you're making right now. Those are a lot of jumps that you're going from.
Really?
And one step away from an airplane, we can keep going, and then another step from a spaceship. But how far do we really want these things chasing us? Do we really want to
Space.
feel like we're having aliens chase us through space while we try to find
No,
our new
dinosaurs
colony?
chasing us through space.
Well, what? Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough. I'm not gonna argue.
If it were dinosaurs chasing us through space, that would be so much better.
I mean, I feel like I'd be less worried.
With their little jetpacks and their space helmet.
No, they'd just be running.
Oh god.
They get replaced by pterodactyls after a while.
Oh, that makes it much more.
Like pterans.
That's where the dinosaurs went. They didn't went extinct. They went to space.
They went to space.
They ran to space.
Man, why didn't we think about this? Experts, we need to hit up Neil deGrasse Tyson and tell about this new theory.
They're actually
We
on
know what
Pluto.
happened.
Space dinosaurs?
We know what happened to the dinosaurs.
The
they're
dinosaurs
not
just live on
dinosaurs.
Pluto now.
And
Guys,
died.
they're spaceosaurs.
They're aliens.
I get their aliens now.
This is the new Scientologist alien of
Or they're dinonauts.
dinosaurs. This is they're like the ass blasters from Tremors. They just got the natural
Dinonauts!
ability to evolve to propel themselves out of orbit, and now they're gone. That's what really happened. Now that's how all the simultaneous ass blasting evolution, the ability to propel one's reptilian body out of orbit. This is the discovery we have made.
And they all landed on Pluto. And that's why Pluto became not a planet.
What's that got to
Due
do with anything?
colonization.
What's that got to do with
Colonization
anything?
of the-
That's Dinonauts. I don't know.
What? Why would they?
Dinonauts colonized Pluto and mined all its resources.
This is
and
where
that's why it became tiny.
this is the new theory.
Why wouldn't they go to like
theory.
Europa, like a place that possibly
Or Uranus?
has jungles?
Yeah, were they able to pilot like a traffic position of where they were going?
Well, obviously, if
Yeah.
they have jet boosters, they can do whatever the fuck they want.
No, they had
Who are
ass
you to
blasters.
judge what they do?
They had ass blasters. I'm asking. This is theories, man. We're making some big theories right now.
and
The
all
big
of them are
brain
true.
plays.
100%
I'm all
true.
about speculating.
Let's end on something that's real.
Signing off.
Oh, but this is real. This is a real theory that we're having right now.
Did any of you guys hear that they found a cube on the dark side of the moon?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I heard it was supposed to be trying to say it was like some hut or something.
me and Justin were
I
literally
heard
just
like
talking
I
about
saw
that.
I saw a video that said, like China thinks it's like China's reported some alien hut.
Oh yeah,
That's all I've heard.
Rujala, we're off topic. We've
We
gone off
usually
the deep
fall all
end.
over the spectrum. We've lost.
I
our
gave
topic.
up topic years ago.
That was so like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, we don't have topics here.
That was
We talk about what we want to talk about. That's the whole point of the show.
it's just to start us off.
It's
most
just
of the
like,
time.
the points don't matter anyways.
Yeah,
You mean whose line is it anyway?
I know.
it still matter anyway.
I know what I said.
No, I just brought it up because we're talking about space, and it crossed my mind.
That's all I saw was just this weird like headline clip, but I don't know much about it.
A cube located on the dark side of the moon.
It sounds like a secret base of some sort.
Well, we might as well actually try to go on topic and at least talk about what made us spur on this topic as a way to close out the show.
Oh, yes.
For anyone who
This very
plays
random thought.
anyone who plays
I just
Magic
decided
the
to like you
Gathering-
decided to punish us as this as our topic because of it.
Exactly. Anyone who plays
The moon is haunted. You're right. You're right.
anyone who plays Magic,
The moon is haunted.
we are not touching that. Nope, that is.
The moon is haunted.
I see that bait and I am moving away.
The moon is haunted, though.
So haunted. Haunted by
We're-
cubes.
What brought on
Yeah.
all this thought about
Haunted by
collectibles
squares.
and alternate versions was the alternate version part of the discussion, which is
That we never touched on.
there are
What is
Magic
touching on
cards
thing
coming
here
out
today?
now where you can buy really rare versions of Magic cards with alternate versions, and the alternate versions are Fortnite. And of course, immediately a bunch of people throw their hands in the air and go blah blah blah. Oh, I'm so offended, even though I'm never going to buy them. And of course, they're not meant for those people. They're meant for the people who are going to buy them. But the core of the discussion I wanted to have, which hopefully we can
The
at
moon
least
is
talk
haunted.
about for 5 minutes,
The moon
is
haunted.
if is I can tell you my
If is
position.
Oz Emin?
I can tell you my position because I think to me it seems like an obvious answer, but maybe to others it
The moon is
wouldn't be.
haunted?
But an artist who creates something that's considered a unique and wonderful piece of art, for them to make an alternate version and release it, some people see that as copying out or taking away from the original product. I see it as the artist allowed to express themselves freely and show people to the creative process of what they actually put out as opposed to what they'd considered.
Yeah, fair enough. I
Yeah.
mean, as an artist, you're also free to not if you don't want to put out the first one, right? Put out the second iteration. Every artist, when you do something, it doesn't always work out the first time. Maybe the second time you see a new perspective and you want to put onto it a bit more differently, right? Art's an ever changing thing, which is really great. That I feel like I agree with what you're saying. I think it would
Yeah, I
be dumb
get
to
it.
put that stipulation onto it, like
Well,
people who would.
I mean, I can see the other half of the argument, right? Like the original, there's no reason to do an alternate when the original was the original, and it does. I could see why people would make the argument that it would
Argument.
the argument. To
The
which-
argument, yeah.
What are we arguing here?
Excuse me, guys. I gotta mute Greasy Boy for a second.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I
we're gonna
do.
we're gonna argue. We're gonna argue on
No,
about a
you
few more-
don't.
We're gonna argue on about a few more things.
Is this going to cause another argument?
Yeah.
Um,
it's gonna get
no,
a
it's
lot of-
gonna cause
Ronan
another
says
argument.
comic book writers do that a lot. They retcon, and
Yeah, that's
I
true.
mean, like, I understand with
Writers
comics,
do that too.
but I mean, retconning is different. Retconning is trying to keep a fresh story, and so you need to change something in the past because it writes you into a corner. That I
Yeah,
get.
but art is art is kind of different. It's not exactly retconning because they can.
Really,
It's
they do
it's
alternate
free to be.
versions.
It's free to
Yeah,
free
they
to be
do
used how
alternate
you want to see it, right?
covers
Because
of everything all the
there
time.
could be alternate versions. There could be multiverse versions that they throw on in whatever weird ways. Like there's always different concepts that don't. It's same with when you look at video games. A lot of times they have their character concepts that before they actually get to the final design. If you probably wouldn't know too much because you probably haven't pre-ordered a lot of games, but some of them come with those pre-order books where they actually show you a lot of the game art concept. I have one from God of War, and you get to see some of like the drawings, and you get to see what some of the characters would look like, what they might have looked like before, and get to see those full steps. It could be a full, like, completely different character a lot of the time, right? That's what's the great thing about art is because you can make that first one where it is unique and it will have that huge property, and making a second, if it's from the same artist, technically while it could be a copy, could also be confirmed as in itself its own unique piece because it's done after a different time and place with a new perspective, right? So, especially in the way of an artist, when you're not doing things with just a freehand easel, you're not just taking a picture and like an actual painting like artist. That's not making a copy isn't always going to come out the same every time. You can get pretty close. There might be subtle things that are different, but that second piece is never going to be the same as the original, right? And maybe that second is actually the way the artist would say, in their opinion, the better done one, right? Because they looked at it and they had another time to come at it at a different perspective, different light. I don't know. Right.
Yeah, I get you. And Rutala kind of supports what you're saying with director's cut versus theatrical releases.
Exactly.
And I get that. And I mean, it allows for an artist to express what they feel more, but at the same time I could see why, like,
Like
because
I understand like where it might take away a bit of the value. I understand that argument, but it's not exactly that's very dependent on the artist itself because the artist can always make either new pictures or you can't really sometimes you can't really sell to your customers all the time, especially with art, because you never know what people are going to see and feel.
and I'm
What you've
always
made,
for,
right?
like, giving money to artists and putting money back in the arts, but it's that fine line where it goes from the artist's own expression of their piece in a different light to just corporate greed of getting a different painting or rendition or
Yeah.
a new version of Skyrim, the Ultimate Edition, Skyrim remastered, Skyrim, like, what is the difference between all those Skyrims except slight modular changes? But
A
then
lot
you
of them
have
are, yeah,
the
have been
game,
modular
but
mechanic changes or like slight small updates. Like it's not very
but the original
actual.
game is considered a masterpiece. But at the same time, it's been repackaged and
That's
resold to
I
you.
was gonna say that's highly debatable masterpiece.
Well, I mean, in terms of immersion.
But my favorite Skyrim is the PlayStation Fridge Edition.
That's okay. Okay.
I like the Wii U version of Skyrim.
Yeah, the PlayStation
Call
Fridge
of
Edition is my
Duty.
favorite. My favorite Skyrim.
I'll be honest. As much as I hate Call of Duty, everyone has their favorite Call of Duty.
Call of Duty stopped being good when they stopped
like
doing
Halo.
it around the ages of the Modern Warfare times.
Oh, so your favorite's Modern Warfare? Okay, so it's Insaniac is
It's
a
not.
Modern
No, it's not.
Warfare.
No, it's not. No, it's not. World at War is my favorite.
Oh, World of War. Okay. Oh,
But
really?
World at War was after
Oh.
Modern Warfare, or was before Modern Warfare,
Well,
and then they had Modern Warfare. As I enjoyed them, but World at War is my
The
favorite.
only Call of
I like the
Duty
story.
I liked was the Call of Duty that was released in 2003, Call of Duty 1942.
I don't even know that one, so it probably
It
wasn't.
was really good.
I like Halo. Yes.
Halo CE.
Yeah.
That's a low blow. That's good.
It's been so long since I played Halo.
All right,
Or you
well,
look at Creed these days, or Assassin's Creed is just like Call of Duty.
We are almost at time.
Assassin's Creed was all right.
They've made up for it by leeching off of the stories of mythology, but everything between that and like, I think the third or fourth one was.
I'm
was
sorry.
trash.
Don't you like God of War and Assassin's Creed?
But those games I do. That's why I'm shitting on the Assassin's Creed. But God of War the premise was built around mythology at the start.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed wasn't.
Greek mythology. I'm sorry. He's killing Norse gods now?
For now,
Yeah,
and then next he's
because
killing another pantheon.
and that was actually in the original God of War. If you actually pay attention to the details in the background, there's other mythos that are in there. If you actually look at the details like a true God of War fan and pay attention, you actually do see that other gods interacted, because their whole explanation for their pantheon setup is that it's each mythos interacts in the same way a world would. You go to a different continent and there's gods that are there, and they're in charge of the universal whatever in their continent. But that doesn't mean it's the whole worldly scale like they think it is. Just so you know. The more you know.
Because only true fans know that.
Only true fans know that.
Yeah.
But Assassin's Creed was utter garbage, and they've
Black Flag was amazing.
it-
I loved that one.
Black Flag was
yeah,
amazing.
Black Flag was
Black Flag
one
was
of the last
great.
ones I had liked. Some people didn't like it, but I did enjoy it. But after that, it was shit. And then some of the, like I said, some of the new ones have been okay, but like it's because it's leeching off the good stories that were different like mythos, like Greek, Egyptian, and Norse. Those are really great stories, and they're just tying it into what's already been made, right?
But a lot of games do. You know what? That's another discussion for another time.
You're right. A lot of games do that.
A
and
lot
that's
of
when
games
when they make
You
that
know
as
what?
their thing.
You know
it
what?
makes sense.
I'm gonna do this right now.
I agree.
Next
I agree.
week on the Villains Talk Show topic.
Which
I'm
one?
not kidding.
Or
Next
games.
Wednesday, we are talking about the use of
Board games.
history in games.
Oh,
I'm dead. I
not
like
board
it.
games?
I learned I learned a lot from history.
That's gonna be the next one. That being
I'm
said,
actually
we
Call
have
of Duty was actually
we have ran overtime, but that doesn't matter. I would
We
like
do
to
that.
thank our only Patreon for the wheel. Thank you out
You're
there.
one-
If
you
anyone
wanna be
out there in Facebook or YouTube or Twitch wants to
Social
support
media.
us, just subscribe, follow, share the video, I guess.
if you want to be on the talk, be sure to let us know. Comments, message below in the chat or Facebook's all that wonderful stuff, and we'll have you on for reviews for D&Ds.
We have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/MinionHub. Good night, Rutala. Catch the podcast anywhere you get podcasts. Just look up the Villain Talk Show. I've pretty much cornered the market in just
Spotify
the
and
name,
all
the
those
Villain
wonderful
Talk
places.
Show. Yeah, anywhere. Otherwise, yeah, I'm sorry you had nothing better to do, but I'm glad you spent it with us here. I'm C4. This is Insaniac. This is the Greek. This is Greasy Boy, and this is the Elusive Gentleman. Sarah Vike was not with us today, but she will hopefully be with us next week. And with that, I think we are out. Oh no,
Oh no, more technical difficulties.
more technical difficulties. So we're just gonna end.
We love you all. Good night.
Except for you.
Except for you. You know who you are.
Yeah,
We're talking about you.
you know who you are.
Right now, people on YouTube, because they're the only ones I haven't closed yet, are just like, "What the hell are you guys talking about?"
All one of me.
It's
Yeah.
you.